Hi everyone, this is Teacher Rathel, and today I will be discussing about checklist, its definition, examples, and steps on how to create it. A checklist, according to Reed and Bergerman, is a simple structured tool to use while observing in the classroom. However, it can also be used in other areas or situations. A checklist identifies specific behaviors or characteristics to be observed and is used for identifying the presence or absence of conceptual knowledge, skills, behaviors, or other characteristics. It is structured in a way that it limits the observation to the items on the list. It is the common and easiest instrument to use in observation, and it allows the observer to simply mark or check when the behavior has been observed or when the task has been completed. And the most frequently used format of checklist is the yes-no format. What are the steps in constructing a checklist? These are the three easy steps. First is to enumerate all the attributes or characteristics you wish to observe. Second, arrange these attributes or shopping list of characteristics. Third, ask the respondents to mark or check whether the attribute or characteristic is present or absent. This is a sample checklist adapted from Macmillan 2007. The direction says, check the column yes if you observe the behavior and column no if not. So we can see here that in the first column, we have the descriptors or the statements in your checklist or what we call the items. The second column contains the yes and the third column contains the no. The second and third columns are where the respondents will check their answers. So we can see in this sample checklist that the items are grouped in three categories: the work habits, study habits, and persistence. For the work habits, we have these three descriptors or items: gets work done on time, asks for help when needed, and takes initiative. For the study habits, we have the items: organize work, takes good notes, and uses time well. And for persistence, we have shows patience, checks own work, revises work, and does quality work. So we can see the consistency here of the items. The descriptors or the items are written in phrases. Okay. Now we go to the next slide. There are keys to developing a good checklist, according to Reed and Bergman. First is knowing the purpose of the checklist. You have to have a purpose in mind. Why are you creating this particular checklist? What is it for? Having a purpose, you will be guided in constructing a good checklist, indicators, or statements that align with your purpose. The next key point is developing items that help the observer determine whether the items looked for are found. In other words, when constructing items or statements in your checklist, you have to make sure that these statements or items match with your purpose and will truly help you in documenting or evaluating the characteristics, attributes, or behaviors you are trying to observe. Let's examine this additional example of checklist. This time, we can see the purpose is to evaluate a PowerPoint presentation. So unlike the previous example, the columns yes and no came first before the column for the items or the statements. So let's examine the statements, whether they are aligned with the purpose, which is to evaluate the PowerPoint presentation. Number one, the topic has been extensively and accurately researched. That is aligned with the purpose. Second, a storyboard consisting of logically and sequentially numbered slides has been developed. That is also aligned with its purpose, which is to evaluate the PowerPoint presentation. And let's look at the last statement. The text is free of spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and grammatical errors. That is also aligned with this purpose, which is to evaluate PowerPoint presentation, specifically with its entries in its slide. Okay, so unlike the other example, this checklist contains statements or sentences rather than phrases. So you have a choice whether to use phrases or sentences in your items. However, you have to be consistent. If you wish to use statements or sentences, then you use sentences all throughout your items in your checklist. These are the key points that we have to remember when we are dealing with checklists. Checklist is the most common and easiest structured instrument or tool in observing characteristics, attributes, or behaviors. In order to create a good checklist, one must know the purpose of the checklist and develop items that help the observer in documenting whether such behaviors or characteristics exist. And these are the references for this video presentation. So that ends my video presentation, and thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video.